So why do the Eden rage and the people imagine a vain thing? We are so rulers, the earth and kings come together, taking a counsel against Haile Selassie and his anointed, saying, let us break their band asunder, cause their cards from among us. He who sits in the heaven shall love them, the king shall have them in his region, he shall speak to them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure, All of the herbalists, them are large singers, is a colon job, bless them, and we are make a right power to Ethiopia, Africa, We are saying, yes, now you're being given about shanty, to them, so there's some orthodox and, yeah. From the righteous, let me see your hand go, so. Chop. Smooth the herb and get
Oh, Shalom, Rastafari. 2014, the Western Gentile year known as 2014. This is Wyndham Yarden. This is Aras Yadinos Tefari of the Line of Judah Society and Rastafari Foundation, our social network, link site and posting and members site. If you haven't signed up for a subscription, please do today. Brothers and sisters, I think you probably have heard the news, right? And some are excited. It's not bad to be excited and be in a positive mind. But let's not recognize the struggle. Let's not recognize when there is the righteous need to fight, right? To get up and stand up for I rights within so-called society. This is an interesting post right here as well, right? A very, very interesting post. I think I'll take a clip of this while we go into our main story and report right here. Let's go to the AOL for a moment and just show you the article that I saw. That when I saw this particular article, I said, yo, do you see what's going on? They talk about legalizing pot. You know what I mean? They talk about, legalizing pot, right? But they're still scapegoating the Rastafari. We still are being discriminated against. Our human rights, right? Our religious rights, our sacramental use, right? And economy in the cannabis, in the marijuana is being violated. And we just babble on about Babylon instead of getting up and standing up for Jah-given rights. Well, let's look at this right here. Let's get back to this story right here. Let me show you what I saw that was, I've been hearing about this over the past few days. I'm sure most of y'all have heard, and some of y'all might have said, oh, right, they're legalizing marijuana, and you're caught up in a cloud, or a fog rather. Right? But let's remember what the real consciousness of the King of Kings and his Christ is about, truth and right. So here's the article right here. U.S. states, let's back this up right here. Right? U.S. states, this thing is flipping all around. U.S. states are looking at this economically. Let's just point it out. Now they're talking about, here go U.S. states that could be poised to legalize pot and continue to criminalize Rastafari, continue to trample on I rights, discriminate against I. It's nothing new, my brothers and sisters. Rastafari first say that the herb is for the healing of the nations, right? And then I also, you can look at and listen to Peter Tosh. He was martyred. The I martyred the Rasta man, Peter Tosh, who got up and said, legalize it, for I will advertise it. We have to remember that was in that time and period. Now Babylon has come up for new conspiracy, right, against we, the Rastafari. Have cannabis, right, or medical marijuana, have legalized recreational use of marijuana, but still criminalize the Rastafari and ignore I religious rights, I human rights, and I religious rights, and I sacramental, as well as I economic rights. There's an economic issue in this marijuana craze that seems to be going on, because they're all looking at it economically. You understand? They done well know that it is not the harmful drug that they have made many people make believe. But still, they keep that out there, because you have to understand that we're dealing with Babylon, right? And Babylon means confusion, right? Babylon means confusion. That's why in some states it's legal, but the federal government still does this and that, so they can have their little back door to persecute and trample on I&I rights. This is why for all of the marijuana news and documentaries, most give very little to no recognition of the Rastafari that has been on the front line of this issue, not just for I&I, but for all humanity. Let's not forget that it's Rastafari first and foremost. I said that herb is for the healing of the nations. While they mocked at it, while they lied, right, on Jah, they lied on I&I, they lied on the marijuana, and many people suffer and dead because of it. Many lives have been destroyed by the prison industrial complex and the criminalization of Rastafari. So, what are we gonna do, my brothers and sisters? Are we gonna get up and stand up for Jah rights, right? For I&I rights in Jah Rastafari? Are we gonna utilize this social media to start a whole social media campaign or campaigns, right? Campaigns. The main thing is getting the message out there, right? And showing and spotlighting the injustice, because injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere, my brothers and sisters. So let's recognize that, this is not really about us, right? U.S. states that could be poised to legalize pot because of economic issues to try to save Babylon. We would have saved Babylon, but she would not, the prophet Jeremiah says. But they're trying to save their economy. They say if we can start to tax this, you know what I mean, and make it an economic issue and a medical issue that's controlled by their Babylonian laws, right? If they can ignore the Rastafari early warning, the Rastafari message, the Rastafari truth, the truth that was first proclaimed by Rastafari. Isn't this interesting, my brothers and sisters? We must hold them accountable, right? But if we just sit back, you understand, and look and say, well, we got to just, fulfill the book and not do nothing and not become informed and not get involved and not support others out there that are on the front lines. And there's many of them. I mentioned New Jersey Weed Man previously, because really reading up and getting to learn of his cause and what he has gone through, I admire that brother. I honor. That's a Rasta man right there, New Jersey Weed Man. And you can go Google his site, and he has a lot of information out there. I think he has a Facebook as well. Repost some of his articles. Repost some of the issues that he's currently, right, facing prosecution, right, criminal prosecution for his human right, for his civil right, for his religious right. Today it's him, tomorrow it's all of I&I. All right, so with that brother on the front line, let make I&I prayers. Right, first of all, I&I prayers be for that brother and support him in whatever way, whether if it's financial, right? He has a PayPal, give a donation, right, to his particular cause. He's been denied actually medical treatment. Right, he's been denied medical treatment, right, because of some little bogus, states' laws, the same sort of laws that we know are based, right, in the bloody beginning of this Babylonian system, that are based in slavery and racism and discrimination and injustice and antichristism, right, and schism of the Babylonian system, right? But it's up to us on what we're gonna do. We have to become informed and then get involved. So this particular story right here, this is it. U.S. states, right? Why are they doing this? It's for economic. They're trying to save Babylon, right? And save Babylon at I&I expense, right? Save Babylon at the expense of Rastaman, them lives, brethren lives being incarcerated for little to almost no marijuana, or having some marijuana, and they're saying, oh, you a drug, because this is an outgrowth. You understand? It's like the Rastaman now has taken the real weight of the black man righteous issues and of humanity issues and of the real Christian issues, because we are being persecuted for his name's sake, and we're being persecuted for the truth's sake. Brothers and sisters, join I in this 2014 social media. We want to announce like a social media campaign or campaigns. You can start your own campaign, right? You can start your own hashtags, right? And get the word out there. Even regurgitate the information from other brothers' site, whether it's Rastafari Groundation. Please be sure to visit and get a subscription to Rastafari Groundation right here, right? This is I site, Rastafari Groundation. You can post articles here. You can post videos, other useful information, meet and greet other brothers and sisters, right? And get the word out there, right? And get the word out there. Some very good articles. I'm looking at this right now. Some very good articles. And also to check out and patronize, right? I subscribers. Many of them are independent entrepreneurs and co-laborers, right? And they have works, right? News and views and music and art, and books and all kind of works. You know, Rastafari are the children of the Most High. We're the children of Jah. Rastafari, we're the children of God. So be sure to support and even to re-blog or repost. If you see a page, you like it, you recognize it's useful information, repost that information onto your Facebook. Make it your regular practice to pick up a couple of articles from different brothers and sisters that are posting here, and a couple of the LOJ articles, and tweet it out to your friends, right? And repost it to your blog or repost it to your Facebook. This is an info war, my brothers and sisters. You know, most don't know because the information has been suppressed. Most don't know that it's Rastafari that first proclaimed these things, now that they act like they newly discovered it. They didn't newly discover it. You understand? It's when sickness and near death come to them that they begin to recognize death and debt, right? Death in the medical, marijuana, and debt. Right, here we go right here again. Here we go again. This is exactly right. This is exactly what we're talking about here. Right, the herb for the healing. Right, the herb for the healing of the nations. Right, but right now, at this time, we need to secure, right, and affirm up I society, Rastafari community, at home and abroad, because the persecution of any Rastafari man, woman, or child is the persecution and downpression of all of I. Whoa. Let me show you this right here. So that's how it looks right there. You know, that's how it looks across this country right now. Instead of jumping on other people's bandwagons, right? His Majesty says I is the head, right? I is the head and not the tail. So we don't need to be jumping on the bandwagon, right? The bandwagon of others, my brothers and sisters, right? Because Rastafari is the head, right? Rastafari is the head. Right, here's Rastafari Groundation right here. So be sure to get a subscription, my brothers and sisters, and to join us in this righteous campaign, in this campaign of Jah's people, to protect and to defend I community, I and I brethren, and we have many brothers. We have a prison ministry and prison ministries, and there's others out there also who are stepping up to the prison ministry, because when you really start to get the testimony of man and woman and family about the injustices that are going on, because it's not happening to the eye does not mean it's not happening to a next eye. And when they down press and trample on your brother or sister's rights anywhere, know this for sure, that they get emboldened to come after your God-given rights. And they'll figure, well, if the next one, right, laid down to it, or if the next one could not defend against it, and if no one in the community, because they're testing I and I. You know, they're testing I and I, my brothers and sisters. They're trying I and I because God's people respond to his righteous call, right? And to show that we're God's people, as Yeshua, I and I, Black Lord and Savior, said it himself, you will know who are my people by how much love they have one for another. So brothers and sisters, this is a labor of love call. You know, this is a labor of love call, my brothers and sisters. The Sacramento campaign, the religious, let's call it religious marijuana. We know that I and I is a way of life, but we know that the best way the Babylonians can basically get a basic understanding of it from their legal perspective. This is I and I religious rights, it's I and I human rights, it's I and I religious rights, it's I and I sacramental rights. So make I and I get up and stand up for Jah rights, because the rights that Jah Rastafari has given to we. There we go, right here. You know, it done legal, right? It done legal from the very beginning. Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth. And Jah and Elohim saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good, right? It was very good. Awo. So join I and I. Get on the front lines, my brothers and sisters, in the info war. Repost, retweet, put it on your Facebook, right? Create content as well. If you're not able to create content initially, I'm sure you've seen content out there, right, that you know that other ones need to know about, right? Use the hashtags, share information on the most effective ways, right, to get out the information, right, to get out the information in this info war, because it says that my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. And the first call is for I and I to get informed, right? And then I and I can get involved in the struggle of Jah's righteous people and support the other ones. We're going to even try to compile some list of other brothers and sisters that we know who are out there on marijuana issues, on cannabis issues, on prison issues, on other social issues, right? And if you see articles out there that are worthy, in the words, that are true and right, and about truth and righteousness, then please do post it up here. Post it up to Rastafari Foundation, because sharing truly is caring, my brothers and sisters. We've gone through too much. Our elders and matriarchs and patriarchs have sacrificed too much already for I and I just to lay down, especially at this time, right? Amen. Scrags and Farsies. Snare them. Rasta comes and clear the way. But tell them say I'm clean out and do it. And if it's he and do it. I need and respect you are just some seed. Clean out and do it. And if it's he and do it. Righteousness of the deeds and of the human being. Clean out and do it. And if it's he and do it. I need and respect you are just some seed. Clean out
do it. And if it's me, I do it. Righteousness of the heat and that the wicked man. Yo, well, I not come here so to fight flesh and blood.